it's just really cool activity. I do another budget activity where I have the kids, I give them a certain amount of income. They actually draw incomes from like a hat. One income might be $20,000 a year, and the other might be $100,000 a year. And before I do that, I tell the kids what expenses they have. We all agree on how much the rent's going to be, how much the gasoline's going to be, and so on. And they all have the same expenses, but yet they see that, hey, some people, they're living high on the hog, and other people not so much. And then after that, then I have them draw how many kids they're going to have. And that really, you know, I actually learned this at the conference. They're basically saying that doing budgets like that is like, honestly, like the best child prevention there is out there. You know, you can talk to kids all day about not having children, but that right there sends a message, you know, about how expensive children can be. So this right here, this particular activity, managing a budget, planning a field trip, an assembly, or a school party, develop an interdisciplinary project to allow students to create and manage the budget. Some options include, well, from the social studies perspective, you can assess the needs and wants of the event, prioritize necessary items, and then wanted items. From a math perspective, develop a suggested budget based on assessing needs and wants for the event. And in the English perspective, write a persuasive letter to the school administration explaining the needs and wants of the event. So you can have all these different activities that tie to a budget that goes all across the curriculum. So I definitely feel that we should be doing that more in our school. I know at our last faculty meeting, Mr. Jones said, hey, asked the English teachers, you know what Mr. Sanders was working on this week? Well, he was working on preparing business letters. That ties right to English, you know? So maybe there was some type of communication there. Maybe they can work together to make sure that they're hitting all the high potential students they need to know. And also, I know like last year when I was given I gave the ACT, it was an ACT test called the work keys. I helped Mr. Spears prepare the students for that test. I gave him business scenarios that he used during his tutoring sessions that the kids use to help pass the work keys test. And that test can be used if students are struggling to pass the English writing test. The work keys can serve as an alternate to that. And every single student who took that test actually passed. So I was really happy about that. Okay, now I want to get into the workplace readiness skills test. We had some really bad numbers last year, and I'm really ready to see this test take off this year and definitely get a whole lot better. Now this test, a required score for passing is 75%. The kids will be at 75% of the test to pass. If they fail the test, they can take it one more time in the semester, but they have to wait 14 days before taking it. And last year we gave the test, nobody took the retest, but I would like to see that happen this year. But nobody took the retest, they took the test one time. We had 164 kids take the test, only 51 passed, and 113 failed. So that's a 31% pass rate. So that right there is not good. So I would like to have more communication between the middle school and the high school, as well as across the curriculum, to help kids prepare for this test, because the whole reason students take this test is because it basically signifies that they are ready to go to the workforce. If we have these kind of numbers, the kids aren't ready to go to the workforce. And you can see by the list of workplace readiness skills that I gave you, those are the types of things that employers are looking for, and a lot of those things these kids aren't performing at the level they need to. So we definitely need to work together to raise these schools. Our mean score was a 57, so that was the average score last year. And again, passing to 75. So hopefully we turn that 5 and 7 around this year. Okay, this is Virginia's records. So I actually went on the VDOE website and I found Virginia's statistics right now. And so they had 46,000 students take it last year, about 47,000 students. Pass was 33,665. The pass rate was 71.76%. The mean score was 77. So Virginia, all in all, is scoring at 77. We're scoring at 57. So what can we do to increase those scores? That's what we need to do. And so I actually have a few activities here that I like to do together. Oh, actually 7. We're going to discuss them. And what I'd like for you to do, if you could, with your laptops, if you could please type in this code, www.kia.com/quiz, and put the numbers in. So tell me if it comes up. So I'd like for you to do that. Once you load the test, this is a 10-question quiz that changes every time that we can use to help prepare our students for the test. And I'd like for you just to take one and to see how you do. If you want to work with somebody, you can. and based on how you do, I'll give you a reward. And honestly,
what I think is right. Isn't it?
and honestly, the test is not easy. It's a very, very tough test. A lot of students struggle with it. And they have an opportunity to take the test in different business courses. But this is tough. So when you get to the end, pretty much just look at it. Good. Good job. But there's a big bank of questions, so you might have had some of the same questions, but there's never the same two questions. All right. Good job. Good job. All right. So now I'm going to do now I'm going to actually do like a little modeling. Okay. So all right. So you got 8 out of 10, you got 9 out of 10. All right. So here's your reward. All right. So since you got 9 out of 10, I'll offer you 4 pieces of money. I'll offer you 3 pieces of money. Now, what I do with my kids is I do something called. What's that? I'll double it up. Don't worry, But anyway, so with my kids, I do something called a risk collection activity, and I relate it to the stock market. So I basically say, okay, so I'll give out candy for like good answers and all, and I'll say at the very end, I'll bring them up and I'll say, okay, so you can either take the candy that I'm offering you, or you can shoot. And if you make it, I'll double the amount of candy I'll give you. But if you miss, you get nothing. So the higher the risk, the higher the return. So I'm going to ask you all now. So you earn 9. I'll give you 4 pieces of candy apiece, or you want to shoot for 8. I'll give you 3 shots to make 1. You're going to keep it forward. You're going to shoot it forward.
Will be my 4.
Where is the basket going to be?
So the basket will be right here. And you'll be right here. On this
Oh, I got a Genesis.
right there.
Oh, yeah.
You make 1, I'll give you 8. You got 3 shots to make 1.
Ah! It doesn't look good.
It's harder than it looks. Sure.
Got it. Oh, man.
So close.
I'll tell you what, don't go ahead and shake. You want to shoot?
Me? Yeah.
Maybe. Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
I'm not
And you know, actually, believe it or not, the kids will shoot, and they have trouble making it as well. I mean, it definitely is harder than that really looks. It definitely is a challenge. It looks so easy. Like, oh yeah, I got this, and it's really funny. So I really enjoy doing that activity. So go ahead and pick out Free piece of candy, and you get 4, and you want to share with this. Okay, so a couple other links here. The work etiquette link. I will actually email you all this PowerPoint presentation and have you explore it if you could. These 2 work etiquette links deal with written and verbal communication skills. They're a really good resource, really good articles to share with our students about developing verbal and nonverbal skills. So verbal and written communication skills. So those are definitely good resources to share with our students. So I'll send you the PowerPoint for that. And also the ACT.org links here. That ties into what I did with Mr. Spears. That was the cases that I shared with him when he was going over the cases of their students before the ACT board class. I also gave other resources as well. That's a really good resource. So I'll definitely share those with you. Next thing I want you to do though, I do want you to type this link in at howtolearn.com. I do want you to do that one. Y'all can work together if you like. And I was talking to Mr. Jones at the beginning of the year, and one thing he always said was, with our students, we definitely need to understand their learning styles. And I think this website here is a really good way to have students understand what their learning styles are. Because some people say, I don't know what my learning style is. I don't know if I'm better auditory, kinesthetic, or visual. But this website here will help you pinpoint what your best learning style is. And I think a lot of times, even when it comes to the workplace readiness skills test, and any information that students receive in class, it's good for them to know what their best way of learning is. So if y'all can work together on that and find out what your best way of learning is. We're actually looking at learning styles.
That's not fair. He didn't participate.
Oh,
I didn't participate? Okay.
well, very nice. We'll share.
So we're a student.
Who cares about learning? Most kids take the risk or not take the risk or...
That's a really good question. You know, I started off and I said, okay, you got 1 shot. If you make it, you double up. If you miss it, you get nothing. Not many kids took the risk. But then when I came and said, okay, I'll give you 3 shots. If you make 1, I'll double up the amount of candy that you get. A whole lot more kids took the risk. So the more options I give, the more opportunities, the more chance I'll take. The better chance I'll take the risk.
Do you have kids that go through that never ever take a chance?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And then I'm able to tie into the conversation of, okay, so that means you're risk averse. That means you do not like risk. And I'll make that connection with the students. Okay, you know, Johnny up here, he doesn't like risk. He's very risk averse. He never takes a chance. He never takes the risk he gets a chance. But okay, but Claude back there, anytime that I offer the risk, man, he's gonna take a shot. So he's very risk loving. So I definitely make the connection, risk averse versus risk loving, in our discussion. So. And the kids really like the stop marker game, and that's what I used to tie in the stop marker game. And I know, like during the parent-teacher conference last night, the parents were saying, "Oh, Mr. Schoppe, my son or daughter, all they talk about the stop marker game. They're even home on the weekends. Look at their stocks, see how their stocks are doing." So they're very engaged with that. And another student had even told me, actually, a parent told me last night that he had actually gone home to them and said, "Okay, how are you running the business, like with the accounting part?" They're like, "Well," and he was giving some advice to his parents about how to run the business accounting-wise, and they were very impressed with that. So that makes me feel really good when a lot of things we're teaching for workplace readiness or CT concepts, when the parents are telling you that their kids are talking to them about it, that makes you feel really good. You're making that parent-student connection. How'd y'all do? Have y'all got your scores?
I'm gonna check our email, right?
I'm a really slow.
Well, actually, it says you have to check your email, but it should give you the information as soon as right here. That's you right there.
Oh my gosh. want to take yours?
Wow.
I'm 33% visual, 33% auditory, and 30% kinesthetic.
Wow.
So does that mean I learn well?
That means you're.
Very
Yeah.
well.
I'm gonna try.
You're fine.
It's pretty cool. How'd y'all do?
I'm not done yet.
So basically, this is almost like a Myers-Briggs for learning style.
Yes, sir. I took the advice that we talked about in our casual conversation one day about understanding the learning styles of students, and I found that, and that seems to work out really well. So,
The other thing is then you could also
No!
do
I'm tip up.
the
There you go.
part of your collection of evidence or the evaluation process.
absolutely.
I had a college professor tell me that was a load of crap.
What was a little crap?
Learning styles.
Okay.
How'd you do?
I don't know. I hit the wrong button and it took me all the way back to the beginning.
I had a college professor, actually several of them at Regent, that say this is exactly what you want to be doing. You want to look at learning styles, you want to look at multiple intelligence. You want to look at gifts, like what are their talents, what are their personality types as well.
He wasn't an education professor.
I actually have a chart where I can look at, motivation level, personality type, too much talking in class. Try these strategies.
Right. That's really neat.
Most college professors, depending upon the university or some of the training you look at, if they were to be evaluated as effective classroom teachers, would not make the mark. It's
Absolutely.
His lecture, his administrative instruction, and everything else is like.
College is not.
And I definitely thought about that way, because we're always talking about differentiating instruction to make sure it meets the needs of all students. At the college level, I had very, very few professors that actually engaged us. It was mainly you sat in the lecture and that was it. But there was a couple of professors that were in like my economics class actually had us up and moving around, like teaching this concept, but very, very few, not many at all.
We actually they did to us what they were trying to teach us to do. Truly, they did it. I mean, yes, we had papers, but almost everything we did was in class. I mean, we did them
Right.
in class. It was very worth the money. Very expensive education, but very good education.
75% visual, 0 auditory, and 25 kinesthetic.
Wow.
That sounds like a math teacher.
Interesting.
What?
All
What
right.
was that percentage again?
75 visual, 0 auditory, 25 kinesthetic.
All right.
It almost matches it. I remember that doesn't you use in your
A
class.
lot.
You do?
All right, so moving on, so if you want to try that, maybe this evening, let me know how you did.
Okay, I'm gonna set you.
All right, I appreciate it. All right, so this next slide I have most important skills for new workforce entrants. So this is based on a 100% scale. So as you can see, professionalism and work ethic, that's what employers consider, I think, the most important component of workplace readiness, making sure that students are professional. And again, tying into our dress code, tying into our attendance. How can we encourage students to be on time in class, not being tardy? How they do in high school. The workforce isn't too far from high school. So, how they do in high school, by our senior year, we should have them come to school, have good attendance, being in class on time, and dress code, being professional. And what can we do in the classroom? I know, like with CTE classes, I know in previous years, and something that I do want to start up again this year is offering professional dress for students. I know we did extra credit, and then I know like one year we require professional dress for students. But then we have to sit down and figure out, okay, what's considered professional dress? A collared shirt and khakis, suit and tie, shirt and tie. What's considered professional dress? What's good for ladies? What do we want our students to do? And so I would definitely like to sit down with CTE teachers and talk about ways of encouraging students to dress professionally, because then maybe it might spread like wildfire to other students. They might just dress just because, I remember one student last year, and I'm sure Missy remembers, Thomas Rust. He came to school every day, suit and tie. And I remember Mr. Turner asked him one day, so why are you dressed up? I just feel like it, which was really neat. And I remember one day he was actually charged in class, and Mr. Turner said, don't even worry about it. You're dressed up good today. I'll let you go. I'll let you go on the tardy part today. So it was really neat seeing that connection. And then other items for most important skills: teamwork and collaboration. I'm going to focus on that today as well. Oral communication, 70.3. That's pretty high. Leadership down here, 29.2. And I guess the reason that this is the case is because the students that we're focusing on are entry-level students. So you're not really expecting them to be leaders right away.